Welcome back to the channel, son of a bitch. Oh God, it's Shift Fork Friday. And you know what that means. Every Friday we like to change the shift fork. Well, it's not every Friday. If you've watched this channel for a long time, we've changed some shift forks. I mean, they're aluminum. They get stretched out. The 3/4 is the longest shift. It's typically the most violent. I know people say second gear, but third gear gets that weird tweak on it to me. So we've broken, I don't even count them anymore, but we've broken our share of shift forks. It's just the nature of the beast. I mean, it happens. Billet replacements out of stock at AMP anyway. $199.99 plus shipping plus tax. So they're expensive. You can fix it like 4 or 5 times for what it costs to do. But plus anyway, whatever. Plus the fluid, whatever. Let's just go ahead and do this. Oh, God, dog it. Throw my shift arm on. Also, the dew is heavy. It's humid. It's the end of October. Where's the cold weather? What do you think, Cheese Puff? All right. So, once more into the breech. Jack it up. Rack it up. Start knocking bolts out. The good news is that we've done the way our cars are set up. We don't have a speedo. We don't have like full exhaust. We can get the transmission in and out of this thing fairly quickly, to be honest. So I just would rather not do it. I feel like I've had plenty of practice doing it, especially for it being a hobby, you know. But it is what it is. Oh, one more thing. Since this is the beginning of the video, I assume more people will be watching it. I said in the last video, there's 2 things that I wanted to talk about. One of them was the line lock. The other one was, on this channel, I feel like that we show, I feel like that we're honest. You know, I don't try and make myself out to be some, I never make a mistake, I know everything. I'm basically an idiot. I know enough to get by as far as working on cars and stuff like that. I feel that my real strength is that I'm fairly persistent at trying to be a decent driver. I feel like that's probably one of my greater strengths as far as a car guy or whatever. I'm super opinionated. I keep a lot of that to myself. That's not a strength. That's actually a detriment at times. But I feel like we're fairly honest on this channel about the mistakes that we make and the good that we do, and then of course there's the bad, and we're also really lucky, to be honest. So, full disclosure, when I was pulling the spec clutch, I think a lot of that was on me. Not only once, but twice. So, we originally put that clutch in the FLTD and it wouldn't shift that well. Otherwise, at high RPM. And I attributed that to it being brand new and maybe need to get broke in a little bit, stuff like that. So we pulled it out, and then we put it in Pro Stock, and we broke 2 stock T5s, third gear, shifting, clutch hit, and it broke transmission. These transmissions aren't indestructible by any stretch of the imagination. So I shimmed it, and then I also put a Z-Spec in, and it worked fine. It worked great. We didn't have any complaints, any problems, and then we put it in McNugget, and it shifted great what little bit that we drove it, and we didn't have any complaints, and we were well on our way to going to the track and probably putting a personal best down, and then the motor expired. So we poured it out. Now, when we put it in the silver car, this is where the problem started. We put it in the silver car, and then I wasn't happy with the clutch adjustment, and the clutch felt weird in the car. We go, you know, we take it to the track, it slips, and, you know, just whatever. We take it to dyno, it's slipping. So we're like, oh, this clutch isn't any good, blah, 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 blah. Not for this power level. So we get it, we put it in this car. This is where we screwed up the second time. And I'll tell you how. Because we did the same thing the first time. We put it in this car, and you know, it feels weird, it slips just a little bit, stuff like that. So the clutch fork was way back on it both times, and I'm like, I attributed the first time something's going on in the quick time. I don't know. I didn't have this problem when it was in the Dragon with the quick time bell housing. I don't know what's going on. Maybe something's with the clutch. I don't know. Maybe it's the flywheel. I don't know. We take it out. We put in the stock Vallejo clutches in this car now, and I'm tightening it down and everything like that. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't torque the pressure plate down the last couple times because I didn't have my torque wrench, my little torque wrench at the plant, stuff like that. I said, I'm gonna go ahead and torque it down. I know it's tight because I did it with my hands. I know it's tight. No, wasn't even close. Wasn't even close. I pulled it in way more, and I didn't finger check it or nothing like that. I pulled it in way more, and you gotta understand that just a minuscule amount of the pressure plate not being seated on the flywheel is going to have a huge amount on the fingers. And that's what we did twice with the spec. When we put it in the silver car, we didn't torque it down. And when we put it in this car, we didn't torque it down. And that is what attributed, in my opinion, to our problems with the clutch slip and stuff like that. So we put this one in, we torqued it down, 25 foot-pounds. It's, 15 to 20, whatever. So we just did 25, and that's on me. I screwed up. Yeah, that's good. Wasn't good. Wasn't even really close. The other thing too, the spec fits super tight on the dials. So while it was down enough to work it, I feel like a complete idiot, and obviously I am a complete idiot. So full disclosure, I'm not going to sit here and bash spec and all this stuff or say that clutch blah blah blah, when a lot of it was, at least in this case with the silver car and with this car, it was self-inflicted. Now, having said that, I put it back on, and I'm going to try it again because I owe it. Even though I've damaged it, I owe it another chance because it's on me, and that pisses me off because I was stupid. So anyway, full disclosure. It sucks being stupid sometimes. It sucks being stupid when you're being lazy. That's stupid. Sometimes you do stupid stuff because you're hard-headed and you just want to prove a point or try something just because you want to. Then there's stupid because you're being lazy or not doing your due diligence. And that is true stupidity. So I was truly stupid twice in a row. I will not make that mistake again. I promise you that. I will not do that again. So anyway, let's get the jack out. The best part about this is that we've only got to take the trans out. We don't have to change the clutch or the bell housing. The bad part is we've got to take the trans apart and fix it. But some of you guys probably wonder why I get upset about some things and don't get upset about other things. I wish I could answer that as well. There we go. Let's get to the operating table. All right, we got it on here. We got the drain plug broke loose. Sort of. Oh my God. Phew. Damn it, man. I love, let go. Oh my God. Hands are greasy. All right. This is supposed to be the easy part, honestly. Phew. We have the the shift fork. This actually belongs to Pirate, so I got to replace it. And if you've never taken one of these apart, if you've been on the channel, you can go ahead and fast forward to this. So if you're new to the channel and you've never taken one of these transmissions apart, they're not super difficult. You know, there's a few things, a few tools you got to have. We're not taking it all the way apart. We're just taking the tail shaft and the top cover off. But the manual, there's a bunch of videos on YouTube about taking these apart, and some of them are really good. You can download the manual on Tremec's website. You can download it. It's got instructions on how to take these transmissions apart, how to put them back together with illustrations. If you want to go to the next level, Hanlon Motorsports, the Bob Hanlon DVD. I know it's a DVD, but it shows you hands-on. It's a great video. They do a great job with that. Shows you wear items to look at, and then how to reassemble it, and little tricks along the way. Anyone that can read and has some comprehension can watch that video, and I mean here, and can rebuild a T5 from top to bottom. It's just that simple. So anyway, first thing, you always want to make sure it's in neutral, and then we're going to knock this pin. We're going to drive this pin all the way through. It goes all the way through. Oh, let me get my glasses on. And let me get a real hammer. Okay. The next thing you'll do is you'll break all the tail shaft bolts loose. We won't. This pin has to be removed, so the shifting block, when you pull the tail shaft off, the shift rail, this is what secures the block to the rail. The whole assembly comes apart. There's a spring and a ball that allows the shift block to roll around and slot in under this shift block. So we'll knock all these and all that. When you pull it out, don't lose those. The spring or the ball. Don't lose them. Now, it's going to make a little bit of a mess because you're not going to get all the fluid out. Well, at least I don't. And now you just want to, you'll break this loose. One other little thing is I like putting these urethane transmission mounts on. Number one, they don't have studs hanging out of them, which means basically I don't ever have to take the mount off the tail shaft. It not causes some weird thing. It's not stabbing me in the chest when I'm trying to take the transmission out. They don't cost very much. They're like, I want to say they're maybe $20 to $30. Again, they're made out of urethane. They bolt on. They don't have studs hanging out of them. I like that. So I will say that at times you have to do a little clearancing with your transmission cross member to kind of get things to fit, especially if you got solid. If you don't have solid motor mounts or whatever, then it's usually no big deal. You can just kind of, everything will kind of snake into place. So now, let's see. There it goes. Get a little. All right. See, we got the glue coming out. Now this is what I was talking about. Boom. See, here's our shift block. Here is our spring, and here is our ball. Don't lose that. Also, having a small container to put everything in helps. And here is your roll pin. Like I say, it goes all the way through. All the way through. And got to be out of gear. There we go. Just like that. Woo. Man, got some materials in there. So now you will need a 10mm, and you'll knock all these off. All the OG subscribers are up right now making a sandwich, doing whatever. They're not watching this part. And then give it just a little tap. There we go, boom. Well, boom for the most part. It slides off like that. All right. Over and up. And just as I suspected, 3/4 shift fork is blown to oblivion. Again, it's made of aluminums, so most of the time, it's not going to damage anything. Now's a good time to, take a look inside the transmission and see what you got. So let's take a peek. Looks pretty good. Everything looks pretty good. So, like I say, you can see down in there, see that piece right there, that is the fork. A lot of times you can see it. See, they break off almost in one giant piece. I wish somebody made an economical fix. It's either $40 for a stock one, or it's $200 and something for a billet one. Someone make us something a little affordable. Be nice. All right, there's most of our shift forks, some other pieces. A few of this stuff's just gonna get kind of ground up a little bit, especially the more you drive it. I don't recommend really driving it. I was very close to my house when it blew up, so no big deal. I have driven home all the way from the track with a blown 3/4. I've also had a piece come up and get lodged in the gears for a second and, so, at your own risk is what it boils down to. Technically speaking, there's kind of a lot going on right here. This pin has to come out, and then you can slide the shift rail out all the way back, and then you can take the broken fork off and then slide the new one on, slide this back, line this up, and tap it back in. So the other thing is there's a lot going on here where you can get this thing out of alignment, and I suggest take a picture of it, or if you haven't done it before, or video it and say, okay, well, this is what it looked like when I started, and it has a claw mark in it right there. So all this all goes together kind of one way. It'll go together another way, but it won't work, trust me. And I'm not a trans builder, I'm just a parts replacer. So let me tap that out. Let's start pulling it apart. Okay, out, back, out. And we'll put the new deal in. We'll be ready to rock and roll. Slid it back together. Just gotta put the pin in. Put some RTV on it. We don't gotta go wild. I've technically never had a case leak. A little bit on. Let's hang. Make sure your sliders are in. There we go. Sorry, make a small adjustment. All right, when you're putting the top cover back on for you new guys, 2 of the bolts are shoulder bolts. They have their own specific holes that they go in. Or you could call them alignment bolts, whatever you want to call them. And then the rest of them just drop right in. So I'll shut the video off so you don't gotta watch me putting all these on. You don't gotta go crazy on these, ugga-dugging them. I mean, there's a bunch of them holding it all together, so you don't gotta, you can over torque these and, strip the case. The case is just made out of aluminum, so be gentle. Well, there we go, got it tightened down, snug, and I think I'm gonna go clean up. it'd be time to go eat lunch with Teresa. When we get back, we'll throw RTB on, we'll throw the tail shaft on, then we'll throw it back in the car, and we'll take it for a test drive. I've missed this T5 work with you guys. I've just missed it. Okay, a couple quick things. We got to put it back together. See this slot right here? Well, this tang fits in. So you want to kind of make sure you've got that sort of lined up. And then put some RTB on here. And then I like to assemble the shift block and stuff and have it all set in there and kind of hold it all together and slide it all on. That's how I prefer to do it, but you can do it however you want. Also put a little trans gel on the O-ring and on the shaft. We've got our tang lined. Again, we want to be in the neutral position. Then as it all starts coming together. Now you gotta do some finagling, and it doesn't always go together. I've had where the overdrive rail hangs, and then just other stuff happens. There it goes. The top bolts are wet, which means they're inside where the fluid is, whereas as you can tell the outside, these are all external. So need to put a little dilly dab of RTB on them. Oops. So they do not leak. I've never seen one leak, but that's what they're for. Then we'll get the shift block locked in, and double check our shim. Be ready to go. When you're putting the roll pin in, you want to make sure that you are not putting it in behind the rail, like you've got the block in the rail and you see it's open, you're like, oh yeah, don't want to do that. You want to make sure you've got the rail lined up and that is where you're going. There's only one hole in it, but you can do that. Ask me how I know. Okay. I think we got us a winner. Jesus Christ. Oh man. Okay, let's let's slide it in. Hope for the best. Damn. We got it in, bro. What do you think? I'm gonna be honest. My right arm, something didn't feel good in there. That's my shifting arm, man. I can't be hurting my left leg and my right arm. I gotta take good care of them. Can't be messing them up. All right, Friday's workout. I mean, you know, I feel like we've done this a few times here in the last week or two. Phew. All right, this video is long enough as it is. I'm gonna some serious editing to do. I'm sorry guys, it's a long one. Shifter's in, exhaust is on, trans is in, drive shaft's in, everything's tight. I've literally went through like a whole bottle of freaking thread locker, taking this drive shaft in and out. Seems like 80 times, but really only about 4 or 5, I guess. So, all right, this time's the one that's gonna get it done. So, just in case y'all think I got some helpers out here, I don't. Well, I got Henry. Whew, man. Oh, don't know what that was. I know what that's ibuprofen right there. Anyway, let's not do that. All right, so I'm gonna get a drink, and then I think we'll take it for a test drive. That's it. There's a lot of people driving back and forth, getting off work, so we're going to make this short and sweet. What? 1, 2, 3 power shifts. Everything seems pretty good. So we're not going to, push our luck. We're not going to touch it. We're going to drive it home, and we're going to have it ready to go to the track, and hopefully we get things worked out. After that track trip, depending on how it goes, if everything goes pretty good, then I'll probably order the anti-roll for the car. I'm still kind of holding up. There's some other stuff I want to buy for some of the other cars. I got my juices flowing. I've got stuff I'm looking at. Of course, it's got limited funds. So, oh man. Anyway, he's fixed, and hopefully, the tack thing. I mean, at the track, I don't care. All I worry about is the shift light. I don't even look at the damn thing. So, but I use it for driving, like for speed. So that's why it's annoying when it doesn't work. But anyway, that's it. It's fixed. We're testing tune next time. Hopefully, that'll be the video. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the ways you guys support the channel. We couldn't do it without you. We wouldn't want to. But especially, thanks for watching. And until next time on Substandard Lee and Fox Body videos, 1 year, twin turbo, 5-speed, stick shift, push rod, Lincoln Town cars, 4 drag vans, proud owner, proprietor, hopefully be opening up here at some point this year, of Club Big Boost. And as always, fighting a good fight against those zombie Mustangs and that rascal Dr. Fear. I got something for his, this Sunday. We're gonna get him. Tag's working. What the hell?